Hello everyone, my name is Lucy and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be picking my July TBR using my TBR prompt jar. If you've been here before, you'll know every month we pick my TBR books, the books on my monthly TBR using this jar. I'm not going to explain it, so many people do it. We're just going to get on with it. I will say, last month was slightly better than May. In May I think I read 2 books off my TBR. This month I read 4 out of my 8 that I chose last month. I do read more books than that, but just not from my TBR that I choose. I think this month I'm only going to pick 6, just to give me more chance of actually reading the books that I choose. So we're going to go with 6. I have my TBR cart here, have another TBR cart there, and then obviously the bookshelves behind me. So we're just going to see what I'm going to choose. There are like a couple of books that I have in mind, but nothing like I desperately need to read, so we're just going to see what fits the prompts. Okay, prompt number 1 is a book with a pretty cover. I'm going to pull out a few options. I think I have loads of, let me move this, I have loads of special editions from like Illumicrate and Fairy Loot on this cart, and they're all stunning. However, I do also have When the Moon Hatched, which I think is so stunning, but this is huge and I don't know if I want to read that just yet. We also have Gallant by V.E. Schwab, which I think is stunning, especially the naked hardback and the end pages. Like, this book is just beautiful and it has gorgeous sprayed edges as well, so that is an option. Belladonna also is so pretty. Honestly, I might just go for Gallant. It is, again, it's just a stunning cover, so it fits the prompt absolutely, but this would be my second V.E. Schwab book. I've read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and you can't see, but I do have like all of V.E. Schwab's other books apart from this Savage Song and Our Dark Duet. That series I don't have, but I do have the rest of them and I do want to read them. For some reason I just haven't got to them yet, and this one is signed by V.E. Schwab as well, and I just really want to get to this book. I think it's been on my TBR for well over a year. So yeah, we're going to choose this one. It's about a girl, a 16-year-old girl called Olivia, and she doesn't have a mother, a father, or a voice. Her mother vanished all at once, her father by degrees, and her voice was a thing she never had to start with. Her only companions are the ghouls she sees and her mother's journal, which captured a mind in turmoil. So I think it's like a YA fantasy, and I don't want to continue reading the blurb because I want to go into this pretty blind. But yes, that is the first book on this month's TBR. Okay, prompt 2. This is a book that's been on your TBR for over a year. That is such a good question. Okay, we could also choose another V.E. Schwab book for this because, again, like I said, I've had them on my TBR for so long. I might try and go for something different though. Okay, I've pulled out 3 options that could work for this one. I have Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher, which is the first book in the like Front Billionaire series. The second one has just come out and I still haven't read the first one. Honestly, just because I don't love Lauren Asher's writing. I read the fine print, really didn't like the writing, and I read Throttled and didn't like the writing. So I was really nervous to pick up this series, just in case the writing's the same. But honestly, I've heard that this one is a lot less spicy, and I feel like maybe that's what annoyed me in the fine print. So that is an option. Then we also have Velvet Was the Night by Sylvia Marino Garcia. I honestly don't know too much about this one. I think it's sort of a mystery. It's set in 1970s Mexico City. It says a riveting noir about a daydreaming secretary and a lonely enforcer and the missing woman they are both hunting. So it's like a, yeah, like a mystery. I heard great things about this when I bought it. Honestly, this one's probably been on my TBR for 2 years now. So that's another option. And then we also have The Stolen Heir by Holly Black, which is the first book in the next series in the Folk of the Air world. The first trilogy being The Cruel Prince. This one follows Jude's little brother, Oak, and his story. The reason that this has been on my TBR for so long is because I haven't heard very good things about this one. Honestly, I've seen loads of people DNF it, loads of people rate it low, and the same with the next book in the series, The Prisoner's Throne. But I do really want to get to this one, and I loved the Cruel Prince series, but I just don't want to be let down. but I do need to read this, and I do really want to read this. I think I'm going to go with Love Redesigned and give Lauren Asher a final chance. If I don't like this one, I'm going to unhaul all of the Lauren Asher books that I own, because if I don't like this one, then I've read the first book in every single series she's written and won't have liked any of them. But I am going to give this one a chance. Okay, prompt 3. Prompt 3 is highest rated, so I'm going to go in Goodreads and have a look, but I will say if it's like one in a series that I haven't got to yet, then I obviously can't read that one. I think I've updated my want to read list. I hope I've updated it. Average rating. Okay, Kingdom of Ash, the Harry Potter books, I'm not there yet. The 4th Daisy Hates, or the 4th book in that series, haven't read it yet or got there yet. Okay, the next one that we have is Six of Crows. Okay, it's Six of Crows. I wanted to read Shadow and Bone before I read this series, but honestly I don't think I'm going to get to Shadow and Bone ever. I'll keep putting it off. This one actually has also been on my TBR for over a year as well. Okay, we're going for Six of Crows. I haven't even watched the Netflix show Shadow and Bone because I didn't want spoilers. But this says criminal prodigy Kaz Brecker has been offered a chance at a deadly heist. Break into the Ice Court, a military stronghold that has never been breached, and retrieve a hostage whose knowledge could change Grisha magic forever. To succeed would mean riches beyond Kaz's wildest dreams, but he can't pull it off alone. A convict with a thirst for revenge, a sharpshooter who can't walk away from a wager, a runaway with a privileged past, a spy known as the Wraith, a heartrender using her magic to survive the slums, a thief with a gift for unlikely escapes. 6 dangerous outcasts, 1 impossible heist. Together they might just be unstoppable if they don't kill each other first. This sounds just like the plot of the show Money Heist on Netflix. If it's anything like Money Heist, I think I'll enjoy it. I've just been putting this off for so long, but it's probably time that I read it anyway. This is just under 500 pages. That's terrifying, but that is the 3rd book on my TBR. Okay, prompt 4. Prompt 4, we have a 2-word title. I think I'm going to try and go for a newer book because I have older books on my TBR at the moment, so we're going to have a look for a newer book. Okay, I've pulled out a few books that I've bought recently. So we have Night Shift by Annie Crown, The Nanny by Lana Ferguson, Juniper Hill by Devney Perry, and Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I've also just remembered that I could also choose Funny Story for this, but I'm too scared to choose Funny Story at this moment in time. Okay, Red Queen is a bit of an older YA fantasy, and I've already got 2 fantasies on my TBR, so I think I'm going to put that one down for now. Juniper Hill is the next book in the Eden series. I've read the first one, this is the second one, so it would be good to continue a series, and I did really enjoy the first one. It's like a small town romance, and every book follows a different couple, very much like Chestnut Springs, Done and Dusted, etc. The Nanny is long for a romance in my opinion. It's 400 pages, but I've heard really good things about it, so I just don't know. And then Night Shift, again, I've heard great things. It's about a girl who works in a library on the night shift, and then a basketball player like shows up injured and she helps him, and then they have a romance. It does sound really good. I think it's going to be between these two, and I think I'm going to go for Juniper Hill. I want to continue this series because this series is not only just a romance series, there's also mystery involved in it, which just makes the story so much better. So yes, this one follows Memphis and Knox. Okay, 4th book. The 5th prompt is a book from the thriller cart. There are a few thrillers that I want to read right now actually, so this one's quite a good prompt. So I've picked out 3 thrillers that I want to read. I have One by One by Frida McFadden, The Housemaid is Watching by Frida McFadden, and then The Hike by Lucy Clark. This one I literally just got the other day. It just sounds so good. It says the perfect day for a hike, seeking the escape of a lifetime. 4 friends hike out into the beautiful Norwegian wild, nothing between them and the mountain peak but forest, sea and sharp blue sky. The perfect place to disappear. But there's a darker side to the wilderness. A woman went missing here 1 year ago. Now the friends are hiking into the heart of the mystery, and waiting on the trail is someone who'd do anything to keep their secrets buried. It just sounds so good. The Housemaid is Watching is the 3rd book in the Housemaid series, and One by One is just another standalone by Frida McFadden, and this one is so short. It's literally like 250 pages. I feel like it would be such a fast read and I could read it in a day. I've also just remembered there's one more that I do want to read. The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. This is Lucy Foley's new release. It just came out like a week or 2 ago. Oh no, now I don't know what to choose. Okay, I think I'm going to choose One by One, but I think I might still read this one anyway. But for the purposes of the TBR prompts, I'm going to choose One by One. Okay, we have one final prompt to choose this month. Okay, and the final prompt is a book published this year. Okay, I've narrowed it down to The Midnight Feast again because I really want to read that book. And then I also have Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. I still haven't read this and I do really need to finish the series. It's only a duology and it really shouldn't be that hard to finish it, but for some reason I just haven't read it yet. I think because, again, like with other books that I've mentioned today, I've just had bad reviews, unfortunately. However, I do really want to finish this series, so I think we're going to put Ruthless Vows on here for this prompt. I probably still will read The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley, but it's just not going on the official TBR. So that is my final book for this month, so let me just grab the books and we'll do a quick recap. Okay, I already can't remember the prompts. For a book with a pretty cover, we chose Gallant by V.E. Schwab. For a book that's been on my TBR for over a year, we chose Love Redesigned. For the highest rated book, we chose Six of Crows. Or didn't choose, were forced to choose. For 2-word title, we chose Juniper Hill. A book from the thriller cart, One by One by Frida McFadden. What prompt did I literally just get? Oh yes, a book published this year, we got Ruthless Vows. So this is my TBR this month. I honestly am quite hopeful for this month. I have a week off work because I booked it off. So I'm gonna, oh no, I'm gonna try and read most of these books in that week. But yeah, this is quite a good TBR, quite a unique TBR. But yes, with that, thank you for watching and I'll see you next month when we do this all over again.